as Carl called it, alleged shell, is about 8 centimeters long.
I'm gonna go back in on Sirius, get this ridge here.
Sure, go ahead whenever you're ready, video.
Nice.
We have not quite an hour and a half left on the bottom. Wow, take a look at the view from the Sirius. This view from D2 is looking pretty interesting as well. Nice kind of stair-stepping.
Gonna do a face portrait.
Wow.
That is cool.
Wow, look at that.
Co-pilot, you still look safe on my sonar.
Copy that.
And Nav, will you zoom me to
Any
20
idea
meters?
what might cause that kind of stair-stepping?
That's 20.
Okay, and video, if you're done, I'd be ready to go wide on Sirius. Okay. So how long ago was that 30 meter?
It ended about 4 minutes ago.
Okay.
And it started
Okay.
at well, it started 9 minutes ago.
Let's do a 40 meter now.
Okay.
Yeah, we got nothing but clear water.
Looked like that was kind of a steep area, and now it's flat for a little bit.
Great. And did you want more to port? Maybe current heading?
Sirius
Now
looks
we're
pretty
seeing
good.
kind of
I
a
think I'm okay.
yellowish discoloration to that next layer.
All right, I'll call that a bridge, ROV nav. Can we get another ship move? 40 meters, bearing 250 degrees, decimal 2 knots. Thank you, bridge.
Okay, video. Go in on this transition. That's good. Hold there.
I know. Look at that. It's just the amazing stepping. There have been like stair steps. It's been beautiful. Yeah, did you see it? Now we're in this area that's kind of the yellow coloration. Patty, look at that image from the front of D2. Also from the cameras down by the.
Layering
I know.
amazing.
It is.
I'm back from lunch, folks.
Oh, look at that thing right up at. Oh my gosh, 12
These
o'clock.
look like shells.
They do. That's what we were saying before.
Yeah, it's our imagination getting away with us, but it almost looks like there's some crinoids in this layer that's below the yellow.
Oh, really?
Again, it's probably our imagination, but
Carl's looking.
I don't see.
Did he mean fossilized?
He's
or
looking.
was-
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
stock-like structures in there, and some things that look a little bit like calyces as well. I don't know what this is.
Want to go in tight, video?
Sure.
Oh yeah. So down.
Oh, there is a gastropod shell at the very top. I saw
You think?
like a high spire gastropod. Look
Really?
Like. Yep. Just. Ying, 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 ying.
How'd that
Ying,
go?
ying, 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 ying. That's called
That's the
spiraling.
spiraling.
Spiraling noise. Where was it? Oh, I think it was over
So
on the right.
obviously there's a lot of stuff, a lot of fossils, and very different than the previous areas that we were seeing. So this is really fascinating. I think we're seeing a areas that we were seeing. So this is really fascinating. I think we're seeing a transition now.
I agree, Chris. Shirley thinks she sees a ying, 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 too. So Shirley and I are both wondering if there are some kind of high spire gastropods here.
Yeah, Carl, go in right there over by 3 o'clock.
Okay. This is full zoom.
Okay, that's fine. That's good. No, that's all right. That's fine. We're good. We're good.
Man,
So it's a different community that was in this layer, I think, than what we were seeing below. So, which isn't surprising. I was hoping to see some transitions going on, but again, I don't know what I'm looking at. Hopefully somebody will.
sounds good. We're at 4857 meters now, just for your general information, Chris.
All right. Can come what?
We have about an hour and 15 minutes left. Wow.
Yeah, just a little while ago, I was standing out in the dry lab trying to swallow my sandwich quick, and I thought I saw a high-angle fault because it looked like some of the layers were
Yeah, we
offset
use
from one
center
another
screen.
by just a little bit, but I'll have to look at the video again and verify that. Wow, look at these guys. Oh, Zumo. Coiled thingies. Well, these are definitely fossils. They are not geologic concretions or anything else that bio didn't create.
Boy, I don't know what these things are.
You know, I don't
They
either.
almost have, some of them almost have a vertebra shape, but of course I'm fantasizing.
Okay, to zoom further.
Yes.
Oh,
kind of
gosh.
spiraled.
It is
It
kind of
a
spiral.
Yeah, you can
It's
see
definitely
the actual
spiral.
flute
Yeah.
or the edge on that upper part, upper right part of this. Man, that looks a lot like the pictures of rudists I've seen, but I don't know.
See, I'm
If with a
thinking more
spiral, it has to be
gastropod. I'm thinking more
gastropod.
gastropod.
Yeah, I think you're right, gastropod.
More
I'm sorry.
gastropod.
Somebody, Chris, did you make a comment? We're talking
Yeah.
over you.
He did?
I was agreeing with you, Patty.
Yeah.
You know, because they're different forms, and you can have these sort of spiral forms too.
Really?
So after this zoom, I'll start moving ahead. It looks like you're moving.
Oh,
You
yeah.
think that's in place?
Sure.
These should
I
be
don't know.
starting
Chris,
to-
do you think this is in place? You have any interest in trying to grab that? He's cogitating. To collect or not collect? Generally, under the law, silence.
If we need
Can
to,
I
we
ask
should
a
probably
question
back about
related to
20,
that?
25
Yeah,
meters.
Sure.
we're probably gonna have to.
If it affects the decision.
Sure, go for it.
Okay. Yeah, do you
As
want to get
we are
that
not
ship
seeing a
stopped
lot
and
of
move it
biology
It's
on
stopped.
this
backwards?
dive
Yeah,
so
we need to go
far,
ahead and move it back.
would it be possible to replace
Do they
one of
want
the
to collect?
possible biological
Yes, they do.
samples
I think
with
so.
a geology sample?
Let's call it a
Absolutely.
25
No, what's,
meter
you're shaking your head
reverse.
no. Hey, listen, we have science lead privileges.
We would like to collect this.
I mean, as a biologist, I would be
Are you gonna-
delighted
Yeah,
if we
I
had a
know.
lot of
It's a
biology.
I
It
biology-
wanna
just seems
get a
really
confirmation for them.
special.
Or
Yes.
So what's Casey's
Okay.
take on that, Shirley?
Let me go
Should go ahead and
check.
do a 30
Stand
meter now.
by.
All right, that's going to take us a little bit to do. We need to move the ship backwards, but I'm going to start working on that.
Okay, want to if you
Hey,
come
guys,
up
it's Casey.
Whoa.
like 3 meters. What
So
Hold on a sec.
I am fine with that, but we will still be limited to the 4 samples. So
Okay.
if you guys
So
want
come
to,
up
as a
3 meters
science
and
team,
get hydraulics on?
reallocate
Copy that.
your 4
Probably do it
towards
before.
geology, because that is the primary
just
way
move
that
back
you will
like 20
characterize this
maybe.
area.
Okay.
That's fine with me.
Okay.
Sound
That's
good?
better.
Sounds great.
Sounds good.
Mom said yes.
Case, maybe we could grab this one that's right
Okay.
above the
So
lasers
wanna get
because
a
it's clearly a
laser set?
fossil.
Yeah, absolutely,
gonna
Chris.
set up
We
right
are
here.
we are setting up
We
to
get a
do
ship
that. We
move
have to
coming
move
up.
the
0
ship
meters bearing
back,
070 at decimal 2 knots.
We're gonna-
eastward to
Are
be
we gonna
able
lose
to
time,
keep
though?
us in
Thank you.
position to
we're
be
not gonna
able
have
to
it.
do this.
It's too deep.
Oh, well, we can.
Just so you guys
Anyway,
on the
it's up
chat
there.
know,
Yeah,
I
I
have been
gotcha.
kicked out of the
Use the
chat. I've been
Titan,
out of
it's
the
almost
chat
as
for
like this,
about
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rich.
15 minutes trying to get back in, so I'm probably going to just log out and log back in.
Yes, that's correct. We're moving back to collect a sample.
Yeah, actually,
Video,
I'm
can you give
kicked
a
out
partial
myself.
zoom on mini
Oh,
We
no.
have,
main
yeah,
Zeus?
we've been having
course not.
computer
I just-
issues
That's
here on
good.
the ship today, and
Yeah, just a little on
Casey
mini.
and
That's good.
Shirley and I are getting kicked off and having to sign back in. So hold on
Just
for
gonna
a
go
little
and
bit.
plug the port bio.
We'll do that.
Yeah, I think so.
Copy that.
Just keep an eye on the Sirius cam too.
I gotcha.
If you want, I think I can put the Titan on your right screen. Or are you
good.
happy like this?
I'm happy.
Yeah.
Great.
This grip force is slow. Okay. So I will have to take off probably.
Yes.
Okay, wide on both cameras video.
So all of your bio boxes are available.
Yes, they are.
So prepare port bio box.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay.
And are we calling this a biological or geological sample?
We're calling it a geological sample.
Great.
Okay, sure, that's fine.
That's okay. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah, it's a fossil.
Okay.
That's what I have.
Looks
It's got
like
a
you're
fossil.
clear.
Okay, I'll just come up a bit.
It's a rock,
Even go
It
forward
was
a little.
once bio.
but no longer.
It's okay.
It's dead.
And I've got.
So I guess the way I'm sort of looking at this is
Yes, we
we try to
should.
get a bunch of
I
different
don't think it'll
fossils
move
possibly.
much
So we've got
further.
that
It's
one
almost
rock,
Come up a couple meters.
the first one, and then this is a little differently.
Open the drawer.
And then
Yeah,
if we
coming
see
out.
some rock that potentially has some coral fossils in there as well, there's actually a black coral specialist, Dennis Afresco, whose wife is a specialist
Just
in
dial them a little
Cretaceous
more up and
fossil
down.
corals. So we actually have somebody that we could consult if we were to find something that looks like it's fossil corals.
Great.
And they live in Knoxville, Tennessee, I believe. Yes, and I went to grad school with both of them. They're
Aw.
also
You know them well.
hurricanes. Yep.
They are
University-
hurricanes.
University of Miami.
Oh, I
Rasmus.
see. Oh, that makes sense. Hurricanes. So the port inner looks like the destination. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Stuck to the fingers.
It's between your fingers. Nice.
Oh, there
There
it
it
goes.
goes.
Great. Very
Landed.
nice.
Just kind of nestled
Houston.
in
The fossil has landed.
We do not. HD2.
And
is,
you haven't moved
5,
significantly
6,
since you picked that up, right?
no.
Within
Collect.
USBL limits.
Yeah. Okay.
I need to
let's
bring
get
that
us outta
slightly
here.
inboard because that arm's near it.
Okay.
Why can I not join this chat?
Okay, I am. Blah.
Okay, then I'm going to shoot
I am.
ahead.
I was
I'm
on.
out of the chat.
I was
Cookhouse
on the
got
chat
I'm
for,
not
Pretty hard
for one
targets on your
line.
12.5
Oh,
meter
gee, it
circle.
didn't even
I'm
tell
Yeah,
on
me.
that's
the
why we
chat.
called the
I'm
reverse
out
ship
to
move.
Yes.
Okay,
All
there
right.
we go. Wait, I can join.
Hydraulics coming
Okay,
off.
try again.
Okay.
Arm's
Securing.
not stowed perfectly, but I'm going to
Securing.
drive ahead.
So,
Coming down. All right.
Onward and upward.
Looking good.
onward and upward indeed. And we still have layered yellow and white and dark
Okay, would you like
tan.
to move ahead again?
We would-
Let's get him out
we
there
would
first
love
just
to
so that
move
I can
ahead.
see what's going on with
Yeah.
where Sirius will hit.
Very
Okay, coming up.
striking image in the Sirius view of all of these more
And
or less
forward.
horizontal layers in the face of this wall.
Is your range opening back up?
Incredibly white.
I have a real hard return right here,
Yeah.
about 25 meters my range.
And there's a streak
as you
going
come
from
up,
upper
the
right
I
it's
haven't
receding.
gotten a full
lower left.
rotation yet. Yes.
And I'm looking
yes,
for
it
Yes,
is.
it's gone
offset
further for
on it
3 rotations,
to
so I think
see if
it is looking
we're
good now.
pulling away.
a
Excellent.
fault or not. Can we pan just a little to the right to see if this is a fault trace, the diagonal line on the right-hand side of the screen, pilot?
Sure. Feeling comfortable now,
Oh,
co-pilot?
thank you.
Yep,
Yeah,
looking
looks,
good.
oh, yes. There looks to be down dropping to the left of that yellow layer, and there's a little ledge that forms at the top of the yellow layer. So looks like we have a fault here. A normal fault is when the overlying sequence of rocks slides downward on the fault trace, and that indicates extension
So is
or
the ship
stretching
done moving?
Yes.
of the
Okay.
We're
of
done
the
moving
crust of
back.
the Earth,
So now Sirius is actually going to be moving away, huh?
which is what we would expect if, as Chris suggested at the very beginning of this dive, the fractures on the sea floor surrounding this arm of a seamount are actually penetrating through the ridge of the seamount that we're diving on. And so as the Pacific plate
We
bends
can go ahead and call
before it goes
30
down
meters forward and then
into the trench and deeper into the mantle
it'll
as it
kind of cancel
bends
itself
on
out in
the
the next 10
seafloor,
minutes.
30 meters forward.
it stretches the top of the plate,
You like that plan,
compresses
co-pilot?
the bottom of the
Sounds good to
plate,
me.
and so you
We're looking
get
clear now.
stretching type faulting at the top, most of which is normal faulting.
Bridge, ROV nav. We'd like a ship move 30 meters, bearing 250, decimal 2 knots.
Is anyone on the ship
copy,
able
thank
to
you.
add anything to the event log, because we're not seeing a log sample
No.
or depth?
Yeah, we've been having problems. I just logged it in my notes, so I do have the depth, 4,850, but we don't have the other. We don't have the other nav data, so
No,
let me
I
just
think-
double check on
I
that.
think all of us
yeah,
on the
watch
ship.
lead, I did enter it in my my nav stuff, so it should be
It'll show
appearing.
up
It just
at some
takes a little
point.
while.
Okay,
sometimes.
okay, so it was entered.
Oh, that's
Well,
good.
they have their own GUI back there. That's what's not working.
No.
Thank you,
yeah,
Bridge.
Okay.
Yep. Shirley and I keep getting bumped out of the chat room, so we are not able to type in comments for you guys at home on the chat. I keep trying to enter, and it does not say that I have
Yeah,
entered the chat.
I'm back in.
Are you? Good. Okay,
Video,
type in
let's
that
zoom
we're
on
looking
this.
at ROC, stair-stepping white terraces. Thank you.
Okay, hold there.
Let's say that Patty said that. I'm Patty Fryer. I'm a marine geology research
join tight.
professor at the University of Hawaii.
Okay.
And I didn't get to introduce myself earlier.
I'm Emma.
We got so much exciting rock surface. We have a rock,
All
which is
right,
dark
go
in
wide.
color
Thought it was another
and
fossil.
very irregular surface.
Happy to check.
Yes.
And we're basically seeing a sequence of terraces, steep walls facing us, and then flatter
Wow, it
steps
looks like
sloping
we
up
were off our
slope.
dive site by 470 meters this morning. It's a good thing it was deep.
What was that?
Current changed this morning.
Okay.
Were you nav in the morning, Andy?
No. I was watching.
So you're supervising the 470 meter.
I was standing in the background.
Assistant 2.
But I think you did a really good job, actually.
I'm sure he did.
Wow, look at that now. Are you back in?
Yep. Nope.
Yes. With specimen 2.
So we're in kind of an
We
awkward
logged it as
10-minute
geo.
Are we backing up or going forward period now?
Just hanging out.
Sorry, pilot, I didn't catch that.
I said we're kind of in an awkward 10-minute. Are we backing up or going forward?
Yes.
We have about an hour left in this dive.
Yeah, it
We
really
are
does
at
feel like half an hour.
4,833
Very
meters.
steep. And
Really
another
steep.
fall, or
Yeah, going from like
definitely upper left to lower right. And let's see if we can see any offset. If there's offset, is very slight. It looks like the
Yeah, because
layer of
We are
large
now
rubble
well
on
Oh,
behind
right,
it.
right
the
up there.
right-hand side is a little bit lower, like maybe 20 centimeters
We
or
had to do
so.
Yeah.
it though if I had
Below.
a drop there or
Right, and
something.
look at that
Material
darker
on-
part right up at the top.
Interestingly enough, the darker part up on the top, the sort of yellow, more granular layer,
Yeah.
does not appear to be offset, which means that there has been a hiatus between deposition of that and the material below, if that material below is offset on a fault. Could be that the chunks of rock right below the 2 red dots, the laser dots, just is a local accumulation of more large, whatever those things are, if they're fossils or rocks.
I am clear on
But it's
sonar.
quite a striking lineament that goes from upper left to lower right.
It's a cool return you have there on your sonar.
Almost a vertical slope to the right of the screen right now. In fact, from our point of view, it's almost an overhang in parts of the slope. So this yellowish layer looks much more granular.
And that ship move just finished.
Are we going to zoom in on that yellow layer or not
Can
yet?
try. Can we get a
Actually,
zoom
we're still
on the
moving.
yellow layer, pilot?
Of course.
Thank you.
Video. Can you zoom on this layer?
Absolutely. Very irregular patches of the dark and light here. The dark doesn't look as shelly
No, it doesn't.
as some
Not
of the
at all.
other exposures
Not
we've
at
seen.
all.
But there are some circular white patches, for want of a better term. The one on the far left almost looks radiating to some extent.
Okay. Good.
All right. Come what?
Thank you, pilot. Thank you, nav. Thank you, video.
You're welcome.
Very smooth slope down to the right-hand side of your screen.
Pilot.
Nav, co-pilot.
Hey, pilot.
Hello, co-pilot.
So, just in the last minute, it does look like we're in the finally moving closer part of that swing after we backed up from the sample.
Yes, we should be.
Okay. So in a minute we can do
Ship
another.
Moved, ship finished its move about 3 minutes ago.
Okay.
3 minutes ago.
I
so
know I have some
here we
tether
go.
to look at, but it's we see something very interesting to zoom in on, please.
I just saw that line up in the upper
Yeah, that
right of your
guy?
screen. Yeah.
So I like
Don't know what it's from. But yeah, take your time, go side to side until I start my, move, and then.
Yeah, that might be slightly out of my range there. There's some more of that coloration.
There is no mud here to kick up. So that's good.
That's good.
What's that stick-looking object?
Right over here.
Yeah, right above the lasers.
There's.
You want to do a quick zoom?
Kind of like. I know it's not reddish, but it looks reddish from here. Yeah, they're looking at it right now too. Oh, okay, so just a crack. Is that a crack? Or is it not? Oh, it looks like it's a toppled over.
Yeah, it's
Toppled
a
over
spine of
sponge.
something.
I think it's a toppled over sponge spicule stalk. That's
And
what it looks
isn't
like.
the black at the left end,
It's the base.
attachment
The base.
Okay,
yeah.
yep.
So remember when we saw those
Yep.
hexactinellid sponges? They had those long
Holding partial.
spicule stalks, and then the bases.
Yeah.
Some of the
About to go
bases
off the
were
edge here.
like that.
Okay,
Others
I'll
were
come back.
kind of more
There's a
fibrous.
shell
To
like
me,
that.
that's what it
Sort
looks
of
like.
shape
I'll
of
Alright,
bet you
come on
up
up.
at the
Oh, yeah,
top
I
of
see that.
this slope in the
So I bet there's a lot of
material that
fossils
will
in here
have
based on what we've seen.
undoubtedly have,
Ooh, that'd be
Maybe
neat.
Tara just saw one
some
above that.
manganese coating on it. and
Always
you're
wanted
going
to be a
find some of these
paleontologist.
sponges.
Straight above the stalk.
Yeah.
Is it that little gray one?
Just right above center. It had ridges like the bottom of a scallop shell.
Okay, yeah. If you want to zoom back in and help me find that.
Sure thing. But it's right on the left laser.
Ah, okay, that one.
Yes.
This is
Okay,
fairly
is that a critter? If it is, it's really
The bottom
tiny.
of it does look like a scallop.
fairly unspoiled
Where's
fossil
the
hunting
next
territory.
That is a shell. You can see the ribs on the
Yeah,
shell
yeah,
and the
you
lower
sure
part.
can. Yeah, you sure can.
Oh, that's neat.
Good eyes, Tara.
Yeah. Okay, let me come back to
Okay.
center here.
Yeah, sidle over
A
and
very
look for
sharp
fossils on the way.
demarcation between
Okay.
the yellow below and the white above. It has to be
So
a
I like to do the
contact of
zooms from
some
far
sort.
away also, but as you saw, as soon as we saw
It's
it, you had to get
almost a
closer anyway. So
C-shaped,
Yep.
you
You were saying
thing
that
in
earlier.
the center of
it's
the
very
lower part
rarely
of
that
the
people
screen.
are like, nah. Don't
Looks
go
like it
closer.
might also be a shell.
Okay. Right now, I'm just trying to watch my skids.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the hill's a little bit to my port, and it's about 15 meters
So
out.
shore
Yeah, I see. I
based,
think it's right here.
You've got lots of
shore-based
tether
folks,
now.
anything you
You
want to
should be
see
almost done moving.
up close?
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, he
You want to push
It
on
does.
over here?
Okay, we're
sure
moving over to something
That,
that the
what is that?
videographer and the pilot have seen. Not sure what.
that scar is just up
There's a
and
white
ahead of you.
thing right above the lasers.
Do you
which-
want to zoom
So-
on that watch lead?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
If
We were
there's
looking at
something
this,
you're
We were actually going
I
to head
think
over
we ought to
here.
be moving. Yeah.
This scar over here.
Okay.
I see.
You can use your sonar to tell when you're squared up. You know, right now you're like 45
Go
ahead,
degrees to
Watchley.
slope.
I'll go ahead and turn.
Makes it usually awkward to know where your skid is. There you go.
We
It's a lot more comfortable.
220 meters
Yeah, you're
from
right.
our end waypoint. We have 50 minutes left on the bottom, and we probably can't make it there unless we really push it. It took a lot of time to get that sampled with having to move the ship back.
Yeah, right.
All right, so we're
So-
about 200 meters, a little over 200 meters
I
from
guess there's
our
not much
end
to see.
point. We only have about
My
50
eyes aren't
minutes
Really
left.
good enough to find
And
the
we have
And the
fossils that you guys are
120
seeing.
meters of relief to
Oh,
go
relief
up
to go.
to
Need
get
glasses.
there.
So we could
I just-
move. I
I
mean, we
need
spent
to-
a little bit of time
we did.
repositioning
Focus
so
on
to
trying to
get
look at
that
everything right now.
fossil.
Gotcha.
fossil, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But it would be good if we could kind of move up a little bit more
Yep. I
quickly
think
if we
so.
can.
Yeah,
I believe
there-
our ship is,
Okay.
our Sirius is underway right
We'll,
We're
now.
underway.
we'll try to
Great.
get
All
this
right,
one.
cool. And we'll try not to make you stop.
Well, if you see something, you gotta let me know.
I know we will.
We will.
Okay.
We will.
No
All right.
worries.
And especially at this depth, if you think we might want to stop for something, the sooner you can let us know, the better.
Yes, of course. Especially
And
as
by the way,
it's
for you
rather steep.
ROV, for you
There's a
ROV
spot, but
groupies,
it's
that's Andy,
especially
who's now in the pilot seat.
promising or suspicious.
Oh,
We can
okay.
take a partial and kind of go over it.
Co-pilot, I think you should be stationary
yeah,
by now. Do you agree?
Don't see anything like that right now.
See anything out there?
Yeah, let me look
Kara?
one more sonar sweep here. Yeah, I moved in. Yeah, I'm pretty much stationary.
So maybe as soon as it gets stretched out again, we'll go again.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
heading forward.
So I think maybe 240.
Okay, 30 meters.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready.
You ready, pilot?
I'm ready, yes.
All right.
All right,
Absolutely.
well
Oh, wow.
Bridge, ROV
Very
nav.
steep slope here. Have you cut
Another
back
ship
into
move,
the chat?
please.
I have.
30
Boy, I
meters.
can't.
bearing
You know what I ended up doing?
240,
Closing it out
decimal 2
completely.
knots.
Closing ADM out completely and then just opening it up again and re-entering.
Okay.
Yep, sorry.
I'll give it a try.
Good copy.
Sorry for those of you at home who are listening to us talking about our ADM woes.
Yes. Our technical difficulties.
Yeah,
on the
I'm
ship.
back in. No, I'm back
Oh,
in.
looks like another layer
I'll
right
try
there.
one more time.
Does that look like a layer to you?
Thank you, Bridge.
Yeah. Layer of fossils, then a layer of dark, a layer of light,
Yeah.
and another layer of.
Not-
It's
not
pretty
hearing
much all layers in my screen.
you. Wow.
All right. As you get out there, I'll just let the delta stay below 15, and then when I start moving closer, I'll come up and
Okay.
over.
Works for me, and I'll start mowing again.
Yeah.
So we're safe.
I think won't be moving for a couple of minutes.
Okay.
So if you want to start going
Sure thing.
side to side, doing some zooms.
Okay.
No. Mm-mm.
So Shirley, we sort of missed your conversation about stopping and sampling, and could you just repeat that? What the rules are here for what we?
No, well, it's not a rule. It's just
to
that if
get
we.
an understanding of-
Yeah, no, it's not a rule. It's just.
about when we can
Yeah.
potentially get a.
Just let
rock.
us, just let us know. So, Chris, what we're trying to do is reach the top, as close to the top of this guyot as possible. So, at the rate at which we've been moving, we are not going to make it up to the top. So, what we're trying to do now is kind of, continue
Keep
moving,
going up
keep
the
going
slope.
up slope. But if you see something that you would
what's
like
this?
to collect, just let us know in enough time so
Just
that we
sitting down and
can
getting a zoom.
go in
Okay.
and collect it. Because whenever we have to stop the ship
So you'll be most
to
stable as you
position to
square up and
collect,
get
then
those
that
skids.
takes
Okay.
it can take several minutes,
But
like
then
20
you're
or
locked
30
in,
minutes. So
and you can't turn
and
anymore.
we've got about a little over
Well, you
45
can kinda
minutes
scrape
left.
around.
So
Actually, this is
just
fairly
it's
soft.
it's just a matter of like the movement of the ship and how that translates down through over 5,000 meters worth of cable to the Sirius, and then from the Sirius to D2. So just a matter of, just those physics, I guess. We're just trying to get that. Yeah. So the goal is to try and get further up the slope as we can, not try and stop too much to zoom in or
zoom in video?
collect unless we see something that we really are interested in.
Nothing.
Yeah, there's
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Above it looks kind of like
peculiar
something.
yellow
A bit more.
Up here?
rock on the left and a
to the
beautiful
left.
Beautiful
shell.
shell. Yeah.
There's
Now this is different from what looked like a scallop shell down below.
Could you tilt down?
This one
Sure.
has.
You want to go see that rock that was below? Or
Yeah, it looked like it had ribs on it too, like a seashell.
Okay, yeah, let me tilt over here.
It's a strange one.
I think I meant the one to the right that was
Oh,
darker.
okay.
Right on the lower right-hand side.
Right over here.
Yes.
There we go.
So I guess what we
Go
could
ahead,
keep
Stephen.
our eye out for is a larger chunk of rock that would fit into that other open rock box that might have a whole bunch of stuff in it. That would be a nice one for our next sample, just to,
Okay.
again, just
Dry lab
if you
Copilot.
see
is
something
Casey
like
available?
that, then we could take a look at it.
Okay. Got
Sure.
it, Chris.
Understood.
Almost looks like that's a hinge, or a bivalve hinge.
Ah, okay. Come on out,
And then
thanks.
Partial.
Thanks, video. Or
Thank you.
survey 2.
But what?
I don't know. It was Nav who was looking for. All right, I've definitely started to move.
Survey 2,
Okay.
she just
But
wanted
slowly.
to
Go ahead
with
and
me
check
at
out
some
what's
point
up
before
front
we
again.
left the bottom, so
Oh,
nothing
well,
urgent.
I bet she will. Yeah, so
Thanks.
I just barely started to move. Sidle over.
Yep.
If you just want to lateral over and get centered up, then we can come up together.
Relatively rugged looking outcrop of white limestone and paler white right below the lasers. That layer looks like at the top it's got some shell fragments in it. But you can see those pretty well on the image we're looking at even as we move up the slope. Very similar to some of the other layers that we've seen down below. And the layer below it has much larger individual particles sticking out of the wall face. The Sirius view shows an interesting layer above the ROV that we'll be getting to in a minute. It's protruding out of the slope. It's not a horizontal layer, but rather something that looks kind of undulatory.
Square up here.
We're beginning to see it now in the view. However, the surface texture looks pretty much like everything else we've seen so far.
Okay, thanks, Roland. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
And as we go up a little further, again in the Sirius view, you see contact with what you're just beginning to see on the top of the video screen, the big video imagery of another series of kind of undulations in the surface of this wall. And these are, again, a series of layers, very steeply dipping.
So, Copilot, I know
Of,
you're still
white
moving, but what do you think
limestone.
about getting another move in?
So it looks like we have sections are alternately
you call in
smooth
that
and
to
rough.
start that move? Yeah.
141.
Just 7 minutes ago.
Yes.
perhaps changes in environments.
Wait another minute or
for,
two. I'm definitely still moving.
whatever
I'm at 45
reefal
right now.
deposits
Right.
were
Going a little
forming
bit.
on the top of this this base of this edifice would have been volcanic. And then as it sank and started to eventually become an atoll, as coral and structures grew up from the summit and began to subside, then the corals and whatever other reef animals would grow to try to stay up in the photic zone. And then eventually everything sank. And as Chris said at the beginning of the dive, we're seeing portions of the interior of a flat-topped submarine seamount, and the flat material on top is usually coralline, usually reefal deposits.
So, Patty, do you know, has there been any coring through this or drilling through this by IODP or
Okay, I
the
think he's pretty nicely
geologists
ahead.
in other countries?
Call
So,
that in.
you could.
Yeah,
30 meters
I'm not.
quick-
I don't know
quick
of
zoom
anybody
video.
who's drilled
Yeah,
this
let's do,
particular
yeah,
seamount,
240
but
is
others
good.
have been drilled, and certainly the seafloor
Nothing
around
there.
these have been drilled to look at the
Bridge,
oldest
ROV
Well,
nav.
if I
um,
take a bit more zoom on
deposits
the-
on
What's that?
the
Those
Pacific
ones we
seafloor.
just
We'd like
passed
to repeat
might
the last
down,
move.
right here?
30 meters, bearing 240
Yeah, right.
degrees, decimal 2
The
knots.
darker ones. Just below the lasers. I can take a bit more zoom on
Ah.
that.
Okay.
So, Patty, do you know about how deep they actually core, if they core some of these geodes, I assume in shallower water, because this is a really deep one, or maybe
Get anything. I'll
you know,
try to
they-
float past it.
cored this deep as well, but how deep do they actually go into the seafloor?
Oh, that's a good question, Chris, and I'm not up on it off the top of my head. I can look it up for you and let you know later, but it'll take me a little bit to figure out
Okay.
which
I'll just keep going.
Yes.
deep sea
Thank you,
drilling
Rich.
crews actually did the coring. But I think
That was a shrimp.
most
shrimp.
of
Oh.
the seamounts that have
Life
been cored have
shrimp.
been in the northwest
see that one?
Hawaiian
This
The
island.
first life we've seen in about an hour.
The
Let's go see
Emperor
what it looks
seamount.
like.
Sure.
I think we have something alive here.
My
A
gosh.
shrimp.
Yeah.
Oh, tiny little piece of living thing.
Sound for you.
Come on.
I think we've seen two.
Ugh, something else.
Oh, there is something else in the water. What is
Is that
that?
right above
That
us?
looks more
Yeah, a little
mysid
tiny.
Let's see.
Yeah, mysid maybe.
maybe.
upper-
Oh,
oops, in
Dina
the
says
middle.
mysid. Yay.
Ah, good guess,
Oh, wow.
Shirley.
Oh, was a good guess. Well, it's an educated guess. Oh, there's another one too.
Sure.
We're coming into a zone where there are living things.
Shirley's so excited.
Oh,
Hey, there were living things all over this.
Maybe.
There were.
They're
There
just
were.
fossilized now.
oh, there's another one.
Millions of years ago. This is true.
Goodness.
Yep, hundreds of millions. Well,
Yeah.
more
More
than
than 100 million
possibly
years
more
ago.
than
What
100
is
million
that?
years.
Your camera.
The Cretaceous
oh,
period
yeah?
was
I
from,
don't know.
I think it was 100, what was
I
it?
think I'm going to get in the light here.
40 to 66 million
Alright.
years ago.
That is going up and away. There's something coming around the edge there right in the middle of your screen. Something
Oh, yeah.
fairly large.
I see it.
If you tilt down a bit, you'll get rid of the spots.
Tilting down.
Oh, that's different.
Might be another shrimp.
It's very big if it is. Yeah, I guess so.
Do you want
Would
to
you
do a
like
quick
to
zoom?
Sure.
That's a giant shrimp.
What
He's
is it
carrying
carrying?
something.
That's something.
Come on, tilt down. There we go.
That's amazing.
It looks like a piece of
more? That guy's trying to steal one of our fossils.
fossil.
Get him.
He's a fossil hunter.
Haha.
That's amazing.
Oh, that's
Is
incredible.
he riding it down?
He's going a pretty,
So-
maybe. He's going a
He's-
fairly difficult
he's
direction
outta there.
for you.
Go ahead, survey one.
Did this
He was
guy go
holding
down and pick
something.
that up?
Our dive-in waypoint is
What's that really dark circle
190
there?
meters away. We have
check it out.
40
Wanna take a
minutes
look?
left.
Sure.
Yeah, we have a
can
dark
make that
something.
if we keep moving.
All right.
Ready?
Okay, thanks.
All right, we're gonna
This
look
looks
at
like a rock.
Well, you know those
Okay.
pearl
That's what I'm
divers
thinking
that
too.
will
I can push
will
out
grab
ahead.
a
I know we're
rock,
still moving though.
Well, it
jump
could
into the
be
water
something
and have
else.
it carry them down 50 feet.
You want to do a
We
quick
don't
zoom?
need to
This
do
video.
that.
We'll just
Yeah,
find out
yeah.
what it is.
It's
It's a
Rock.
It's a rock.
But it was
Okay.
very
Covered with
It's about-
manganese.
Is it close looking,
strange
right?
and
It's about
yeah,
the
it's
only
nice
dark
to
one.
see a, you know, rock that isn't white.
Surprised there's not a coral growing on it.
Okay, I'll push
So,
that ahead again.
Patty, I guess you may or may not agree with this, but
Yeah,
this whole
absolutely.
escarpment
Definitely
is
time to,
the lack
look
of
up and ahead.
manganese
Yep.
on
Go
it
explore.
is quite striking, and perhaps more support for the fact that this used to be inside the seamount and it's now only fairly recently exposed in
Yeah.
geologic time.
Coming up with you.
I completely
Okay.
agree with you, Chris.
Delta is
I mean, we
18.
do see manganese coating on some of these black rocks that obviously have fallen down from up the top of this scarp. There's no place else they could come from. And yet, what we are looking at throughout almost all of this dive has been simply exposure of pale white carbonate material, some of it slightly yellow, and occasional layers where we're looking at what we think might be
Hey, so
shell
probably not pushing out
fragments
fast enough, or do
that
you
are a bit
generally like to
darker.
do it
But
quicker?
usually
Yeah,
at
look at
these
that
depths we see
little
everything
clump.
covered with a black manganese crust, and
You're doing
we
good.
don't see that here. So Chris is right,
It's
I
like
think.
an aggregation of shells.
Recent exposure in geologic
Can we look?
terms.
Sorry, can we look at that kind of ropey stuff on the bottom center right now?
Bottom center.
went by it.
Yep.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay.
Pilot,
down.
can we zoom in? Yeah, down at the
It was,
lower
Lower right.
lower right or left?
Probably only gonna have about a minute
Yeah.
here.
Lower right.
Lower right, he says.
Okay. Let me tilt down.
He said it was ropey looking. I didn't really see anything ropey.
I'm looking.
Right there.
Right there, he
Right
says.
I don't know
Okay.
what you call it, but that dark stuff there. It's just below
Oh,
the center now.
okay. I do see small
Like that.
feature
It's,
at about 5 o'clock from
Yes,
the
anyway.
lasers.
At
So
about
it's
5
just
o'clock.
no, just to the
Let's see.
right,
Right there, I got
just
it
to
now.
the right,
Yeah, to the right.
and up a
Right
little
above
bit,
the
Okay.
lasers.
up a little bit.
Right there.
Yeah, it looks almost
Okay.
vertical.
Let's go ahead and zoom in.
Yeah, zoom in.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, if we can just keep a zoom there. It looks like a lot of shells. Chris, this looks very similar to what we first picked up as a sample, don't you think?
Yes, I agree. These are clearly shells, which is really
Yeah.
nice to see here. And if we can find a loose rock that looks something like this, it's got a lot of stuff in here, that would be really great.
Okay, now
But
Okay.
yeah, that's a
Should,
great
see
close-up.
To the top, I
All right.
looked like there was some
It
of
should
that
start
that was
moving soon.
Closer, more easily
So,
grabbable.
that looks like that. Okay.
just
Yeah,
a
we'll
hope
take a
that
look
it's
for it up
really-
ahead.
Just jump ahead now.
Sure, going ahead right now. Yeah, we'll take a look at that. We're I'm right under Sirius right now, so I'll get
Yeah.
ahead
Right over
and
that
we will
ledge,
take a look. And if we
a
find
little
yes,
bit in the
that's what I have.
distance, there
We'll
was
let my
something that
co-pilot
was
here,
very different texture than I think
sample
we've
it.
seen before.
Okay.
It's actually just coming into
Very
view.
good.
Okay. On the left-hand side,
Okay.
left-hand side. What am I looking at?
That's it.
okay, Pilot, we're getting a request to look at some of the stuff that I think is right in the middle of the screen
Okay, still
because it has
planning
a
on the
different
6.
texture
Okay.
than material
Great.
we've seen before.
Thank you.
Okay. Right
Just
over here
go-
by the lasers.
Yeah, but just do a quick
Sure.
zoom,
Just
see what
zoom
it
in
looks
and
like.
then move on.
Sure. Go ahead. Do a quick zoom. Right up here.
Mm-hmm. It looks like a series of shell fragments,
It does.
and
Yes, but
the
it's
material
not gonna
above
be
it
big. We have a
is
shift change right
speckled
around
with
that.
tiny fragments of something.
Yep.
All right. Once video has its 10 seconds.
Okay.
Just
And then I'll move on.
Yep.
Trying to keep it
Oh.
steady here.
That looks great. Thank you.
Okay. Come on out whenever you're ready. Video.
Yep.
Wanna
The
jump
ship
ahead?
is moving, so we should
Ship is moving.
Yeah.
so we should get
Ship
going up the
actually
slope. But
just
we'll keep
stopped
looking,
at
Chris, to
Belleville,
see if we
but
can
we're
find a
So that
sample
was
of the sword you're looking for.
case of
I
where
know
I
what you mean
did a
now.
few too many zooms right at
And
the
we are
beginning of the
planning,
move.
we've got
Okay.
about
Then I
30
started
minutes
moving and
left
we
Yeah,
just
so
for the
stayed
time to
big
there.
pick
portion of the
something up.
dive. We're going to try
kinda
and
got
make it up
That's
to
why I
the
asked that
top
when I'm
of
piloting, like,
this.
when did the ship
We're at
move?
4,795 meters, so we're doing pretty well.
If I know that Sirius is in the middle of the move, I just don't zoom for like 2 minutes.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead. And when did that last move end?
The last ship move ended 3 minutes ago.
3 minutes ago. So Sirius has got a little ways. What was
Yeah.
the length?
What's that?
What was the last move distance?
30 meters.
Copy.
So let's do a little
All right,
exercise
Chris,
here.
keep your eyes peeled.
Just
if you
try to
see
go,
anything good,
really
I'm
fast
looking
for a
too.
second.
But I am
Okay.
a little bit
Don't hit the
further away
bottom,
from the
just go
screen.
up and forward.
The screen I'm looking at is smaller.
Pretend we'd really gotten behind.
Okay.
I am peeled. I haven't even monitored the
feeling for
chat.
it.
I'm peeled
Dave Wright will
all
make
the
us do
time
this.
on the field.
Oh, this is
All the time.
Yeah,
it's-
I know what you
gotta
mean.
test your limits.
Well,
so
we
you know
got
what
some
you can do,
people
right?
noticing that there
All
are
right, that's
bivalve
good.
shells
You did a nice
on the
little
seafloor
jump.
occasionally.
Okay, let me get our head over here.
So it looks like we have a
But give it a
slightly
try once in a while. Okay.
indented
Hopefully you never have to do it in real life,
erosional
but-
chute to the
Yeah.
right-hand side of the screen. So
All right, you've
material
got
is
you're nicely
coming
out ahead
down
now.
from
You can
above
Look around for them.
along a slightly
show
deeper
her this. She's looking at this
indentation
right now.
in the
Yeah.
slope here. So the kind of thing that we're looking for would be closer to the layered material than in the detritus slope. So probably we want to keep going up.
Okay.
This would be amazing skiing.
Yeah,
Wow,
this
look at
does,
this.
This does look like
Yeah,
somewhere you
it's
would
a real
ski.
Wow.
detrital channel.
So it has right here. It just
It's
kind of
kind of
flattened out a
digging
bit.
into the slope.
My sonar went from solid line to slope.
Where are we at? Okay, 45.
Watch lead co-pilot.
Go ahead, co-pilot.
So what kind of rock are you looking for?
We're looking for a rock that might have those vertical shell-like structures in it.
Okay. So
So one that would be white, but with
with dark.
black
yeah.
lineations in it.
Gotcha. And about 10 or 15 centimeters, the normal size.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. We'll keep our eyes out.
Wow, look over
Okay.
here. It just like falls off.
Sirius
Yeah.
should be nearly done moving.
Look at that layering.
Whoa.
I
Wow.
know.
Look at the ridges on this fall
That's
wall.
cool.
Oh my gosh.
That
Look
is
at that.
pretty cool.
How far is that, I wonder?
It's a little
pretty
ways
far.
out there, yeah.
That's
On the sonar, it's 15 meters away.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's, well, to the second one, and then
Oh,
behind
oh,
it.
I don't
Wow.
think we can see that far. You could zoom out
Yeah,
to see it.
take a look, those of you who are at home, at
Yeah,
the
quickly zoom our
at
sonar.
screen 2, at
Sure.
this image from the Sirius ROV, looking down on Deep Discoverer.
Looks like the Grand
So do
Canyon.
now we have to leave the bottom right at 2:30
Oh my
local.
gosh.
Is that-
Yes.
Okay.
2:30 local.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh
And that'll
wow!
give
Now
us
go back
Shirley,
to
I
screen
hate
1.
to say
Arrange
this, but
ourselves.
you know, when we dove on the inner wall
cool
of
view, huh?
the trench several dives ago, we saw terrain that looks exactly
Very
like
much
this.
like
All right,
this.
Okay,
Delta's
pull out
9.
your sonars
And
back
I'm
at
wondering
20
if that was a
meters.
chunk
Camera's at 25.
of
You're
what is
pretty
being
far out. I
subducted
think
that
we
was
could do another move.
exposed in the inner trench wall
Um,
as
Would you like
part
the same
of
heading?
this seamount that's dying here
240
at the
looks like
trench
a good
axis.
Actually, I guess before we call it, since we just have half an hour,
to look just like
look
this.
I know.
closely at some of these rocks.
In fact, you
Okay.
just showed me a
Any
picture of
of them?
that this morning,
Or-
I
And,
think.
Indeed.
Just go in partial and like see the white
Patty
one in
and
the
I are
middle.
All right,
selecting
thanks for
Yeah,
that.
right below me.
images from
Kinda
these
center screen there.
Oh,
amazing
live lead?
Yeah,
videos and
just
the, and the
kind of pan over them and ask
still
watch lead
images
if any
that have
look
been
good. Otherwise,
captured
Okay, yeah,
from
you
that.
wanna
move on.
We are trying to
Video?
Sure.
select one or
Yeah,
two
just going off the
highlights
screen now,
for
it
each
looks-
Yep,
dive.
I'm gonna
And
go
boy,
back
let
there.
me tell you, it is tough.
Maybe.
Pretty good squall coming. Wind's picking up.
All right. Well,
We'll probably be fine. Bridge is
Is the
monitoring it.
did he
Oh.
say swell off the starboard side?
so you,
Squall.
You're looking at this one
Gotcha.
over here,
Okay, so
watch lead?
swell.
go ahead, watch lead.
Yeah, just go straight up.
That
Are we
looks
talking
like
about
a
the one that's
lot of
right there in the
bivalve
middle?
fossils.
I think so.
Yeah, you mean in that dark
Sure
layer?
does.
That dark layer.
Yeah,
Dark.
considering collecting the dark
Thank
one.
you.
Oh,
Okay,
you're
that's right here in
okay.
front of
Oh,
us.
you're looking at the rock.
Yes, of course.
Okay, the loose rock.
Yeah,
we
this
were, I
is
think we were
what
looking
Chris
at.
was asking for.
Ah, okay.
So this would be from that darker layer.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to zoom in some more so we can see it and I can go set up.
The thing that's confusing to me and is that these look more like sort of regular bivalves rather than anything really weird. But there's all different types of those rudist bivalves. So
Okay.
That
who
one.
knows?
Okay, so what we're looking at right now, Chris, is that what you're talking about?
Video, do we have any more?
Sorry, I forgot to push my button.
Okay, yeah, this is full. I can get
Dark
closer
rock
though.
here is pretty interesting. I don't know really what's inside of it. I assume there's something in there. But in that layer up above this, you could clearly see a lot of bivalves. That's what Tara was pointing out.
Right. That was that. Yeah.
Vertical lines.
My point was that a lot of these almost look sort of like normal bivalves rather than really weird rudis, but then there were some sort of normalish looking rudis as well.
That is falling off.
I can pan.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, we're going to try and zoom in on this.
Okay, you want me to just kind of pan?
Yeah. Hold. Oh, just hold this.
Okay.
Yeah, so Patty, I don't think Chris was recommending collecting that darker black rock. He was.
The only thing I saw really looked like it might be the kind of rock.
Well,
that
we
were
could.
looking
If we're
for.
Getting a little short on time here.
Yeah, we are.
And I don't see anything else.
Well, I guess we just don't want to stop the ship, and then we will definitely we will be out of time. We will not make it any further up.
That's true.
Okay, then we'll wait. We'll see if we can find a bigger fish fossil.
Okay.
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 Watch lead pilot.
Go ahead, watch it.
Yeah, we're going to continue up.
Okay.
Oh man, this looks just like the
I know.
hated ball.
Yeah.
So you guys can see, even though we said, oh, we're about stopped, I did move quite a bit closer during all that. Okay.
I'm sorry,
Doesn't
what
apply
was
to
that?
us. We're going to get
I
wet.
said, so I did keep moving there,
Okay.
but now I'm definitely stopped.
Definitely
so,
stopped.
Well, I've
We
pushed
are-
out as far.
We are stopped.
If there's no rocks within view we want to pick up, we should do
Yeah,
this.
we should
Loose.
just
Can
take
we
a
pull
look.
that off?
That's
We
what
could
they
take
said.
a look at what is just on the yellow ledge below
Yellow
the dark layer.
Okay, to my left a little bit.
Wow,
Yes,
that's
to your
fractured.
left. There are some what look like
Whoa, we
loose
got some-
boulders on the
There we go.
yellow
There you go,
above
there
the
you go.
lasers.
Roll into
Sorry,
the,
To the
pilot.
left.
Just getting in position.
roll into
Just
the video chair now. You gotta expect
just
a little.
above the lasers.
Hey, hey.
Okay.
There's a loose rock.
Sure. Yeah, if you want to zoom in video whenever you get a chance.
Okay, looks like the ship is stopped, so we can zoom in on this rock. Chris, can
Partial.
you give us a yay or nay on this
I
guy?
don't know about this.
Because we are
Pulled
stopped.
up, the one rock, but I wonder if they consider. Do you think it'd be too hard to break off a piece of that layer right above it? I mean, that's
No
a
idea.
little bit small there. I was hoping for something a little bigger.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Chris.
Pilot, this is the watch lead.
Go ahead, watch lead.
We're wondering if you think it might be possible to grab something in the layer above this loose rock.
Co-pilot.
The material is probably fairly easily dislodgeable.
Something up in here.
To the left.
To the left, over in here.
You could try bumping it with your skid.
Yeah, something like that.
Tilt
That
your
looks
camera
pretty
down.
attractive.
Right,
Okay.
the one that's at about
So you can see your
2
skid
o'clock
and
right now, Andy.
2 o'clock. Yes.
Yeah,
right
you think
right
you could
above
break
me.
that off?
I can bump it with my skid and we
Okay,
can try.
all right.
Sirius is in a great position.
Before we bump it, we should image it.
Okay, we're stopped and in a good position, so
Okay, what do you
Andy's
need
going to give it a go.
What do you need to image it video?
So the general area, we should sort of pan around it.
Just left and right.
Yeah,
Okay.
sort of a close-in shot.
Okay, yeah. If you need to zoom in, go for it.
So this definitely looks like it's loaded with fossils, and they don't look all like normal
As soon as
bivalves
we break
either.
this off,
Right.
is it gonna
I
slide
agree.
all
Yeah.
the way back down?
Maybe,
Go check over here.
but we certainly can't break it off with the craft. So.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Well, I'll go up there.
Just pan around a little bit and then choose your spot. I'll
Break it
pull
off
out.
and catch it.
Wow.
That's probably gonna be my spot right there. I think. Right where I'm looking.
Yeah, just don't spend too much time on this. Give it a
Yeah.
bump.
Let's
Only
go.
got-
Let's go ahead and zoom out video.
Only got 20 minutes left on bottom.
Yep,
Yeah, some
not-
of the
not
requirements
too
that were
hard.
just updated for us was how we image samples.
What about
Oh,
way
right.
over to the
Yesterday.
left? You see where there are loose rocks at the
So if
base?
you
Wow,
tilt
we
all
let
the way
that
down,
slope?
you'll see your skids.
Copy that.
Yeah.
This is a rare treat for you.
I'm supposed to run into something.
Yes.
Crash into it, Andy.
You're supposed to
Andy,
lightly
don't listen to
depress.
him.